Hey guys, for this week's Fear Friday, one of the things I wanted to talk about is focus. I think it's a time of year when a lot of us have either raced or we're in between races. Fall is a good time for people to start ramping up their training. You may have had a break over the summer, or maybe you just raced and you're kind of having that itch to do something again. So the thing you might be experiencing is that lack of focus, and you're trying to find what's next. So for focus and finding the future event, I've got some tips, and they're just me. It's all subjective, so you can take this or leave it. That's fine. But the number one thing I think is really important is to truly take yourself into that mentality of the true training grind once again. So go there in your mind and think about the schedule and ask yourself, am I really ready to give up my weekends? And I don't mean totally give them up, but we all know that your weekends change when you're training for an event. Am I ready to give up my weekends? Am I ready to wake up super, super early or go to bed later when you're trying to squeeze in that extra amount of training? Think about those things. Think about the schedule juggle that you have to do. Really, really ask yourself, am I ready? Am I ready to do that? Or is this just something that I'm missing? And if it's the routine that you're missing, but you're not truly ready, then the one thing I suggest that you do is take a step back and think about, do I need to get extra sleep? Should I be going to the doctor, doing things that I normally have a really hard time fitting into my schedule during training? So focus on self-care. Really try to think about the things that you need to do that you don't typically get to do during a training season or a racing season. Try to do those things. Really, really take the extra step to make sure that when it's time to start training again, you're at the top of your game. You're not starting in a hole. It's a really important part of the process. And I think if you have that extra time in between races, you should take advantage of it. The next thing I would say is really ask yourself, if you have a goal in mind or you're thinking about something, ask yourself if you get excited. So if there's a race that you're thinking about, but it's maybe the race that everyone else is doing, but you're not really in love with the idea of it, you're not super excited, truly ask yourself those things. Like, don't do something that involves a huge life commitment as far as training if you don't just get super excited about it. If you're not just in love with the idea of it, don't do it. You're going to end up resenting the end result because you have devoted so much time to something that you didn't necessarily fall in love with. So really, truly try to find something that is super exciting to you, because you're going to have a lot of time committed to working towards this goal. And then the last thing I would suggest is take 1 week, and before you truly commit to start training, take a week and do a mock training schedule for yourself. Of course, your runs and your training sessions are not going to be as long, but get up super early. Go do some sort of modified workout, run in the evening. Get up super early on the weekends. Go through it for a week and make sure that you are 100% ready to do it. Sometimes we get halfway through that week and we're like, yeah, I'm not ready for this, but you've already gone on to the race website and registered, and so you're committed and now you're in it. So that's a good little suggestion, I think. Just kind of play it through in your mind, 1 week. Just give it 1 week. Make sure you're recovered, you're rested, and you're ready to go before you click that registration button. Okay, I hope that helps, guys. Thanks so much and have a great weekend.